Welcome back. I'm your host, Jamerson Ballard, and this is another episode of R&R. How y'all doing today, man? Shout out to the Ring Gang and the Capital Letter Club. Glad y'all made it in today. See what I'm talking about. Today's episode, I'm gonna get right into it. It's about staying consistent, but being unpredictable. And two key ingredients to this, in my opinion, is one is love of yourself, self love. All right, self love and self awareness are key components in staying consistent because to thy own self be true. You got to know yourself and understand your limitations and love yourself where you are. But understanding your limitations and knowing where you are will aid you in figuring out how to go about improving, knowing where you would like to improve, and just keeping it real with yourself is important. Um, in adulthood, also being aware of yourself and your limitations is important. You'll see examples of this mostly, maybe more immediately in like if you're young when you go to party and people may not know their limits as far as like how many drinks it takes to get to where they need to go, and people overdo it. It's not real hard with alcohol, but it happens. And whenever you know what your number is, when you find out, you stay there. You stay right under it, or you do your best not to go over, because once you go over, you probably run the risk of looking foolish and doing some things that are regrettable. And an ounce of prevention will be the pound of cure every time. So, but self love is important because you can't be expected to love outside of you if you haven't loved you first. And it's not as easy as it sounds to love yourself. You know, some people are kind of hard on themselves. But I was listening to the Zoe Williams show not too long ago, and it was talking about forgiving yourself, and that's important. Um, my dad actually gave me that gem years ago, to learn how to forgive myself. It's important, but loving yourself means that you understand that you're going to make mistakes, but it's a part of life. Self awareness is important because with a little self awareness, you can prevent looking foolish more often than not. But every now and then you got that partner that's trying to push you past your limit, whatever their motives are. Um, and you'll probably be tempted to go past it, but do what you need to do to handle your business. You know where your limitations are. And as you decide that you want to make improvements, make those improvements. Um, it's probably best to do it gradually and not to overwhelm yourself by doing too much too early, but be consistent because being consistent outweighs talent. Some people are talented naturally, and you'll see them and they look like they would be able to excel solely on the strength that they know how to play basketball well, or they might be good looking, athletic, etc. But that by itself won't get you far enough. You know, some people in Hollywood and things of that nature, they kick it with other people and they buddy hustle so that they can give themselves a better chance to do what they want to do. But a lot of that rides on somebody else's coattails, and if you have to do that, that's fine. I prefer not to. That's why I'm going about it this way, cause I ain't trying to kiss nobody ass. I ain't got time. I'm not good at pretending like I like you or I'm cool with you when I'm not. So I don't even play with myself like that. You know what I mean? But I know myself enough to know that that's what I'm on, and so I make decisions based on that. And for me, a lot of times it might be a lot harder in the beginning, but I'm cool with that because it get greater later. Some of y'all don't understand that. Y'all would like for it to be easy now, and that's understandable. You know, especially for those of us who be struggling. You don't want to keep struggling, man. Struggling ain't cool. But I'll start with a player before I eat steak with a square. You know, and the player is me. I'll start with me before I be trying to buddy up with somebody else and have to hear how they did this for you and did that for you and how you owe them. I don't want to owe nobody nothing. Not offense to owe nobody nothing. So I'll stay to myself and I get it like this first. I ain't gonna take too much of y'all time up today, man. Right? But definitely love you, right? Because you loving you can teach people how to love you by loving yourself. You know, and that's also something people don't really talk about, and some of you won't learn until later. But you guys will learn today because R&R, you know, capital letter club is not just a game, man. It's real because it's a lot of lowercase dudes out there who would like to take the easy route, and that's cool. But I'm not one of those people, and it took training. It wasn't like I was born like this. And then it was hard to start. But once you get a taste of it, that freedom, you don't want to let that go. You don't want to be. I'm not finna go back into slavery after I learned that there's a lot of things I can do on my own if I'm not afraid to do it. I'm an only child, so I don't have older siblings to go in front of me and show me how things go, or But I do make friends with older cats a lot, and I'm able to associate with them. And I got uncles, you know, that'll give me game on certain things. I just can't be scared to ask. I know for me, I don't really like asking for help. I don't like owing people. You know, I don't mind doing for other people, but it ain't no strings attached. A lot of times when it's something that I'm handing you, but with other people, it's not necessarily the case, and so that that's irritating, but it's preventable. So that's why I move the way I move. You know, I apologize because um, I'm late, but I'm not perfect, and I still have a life and things going on in my own life, but I'm definitely practicing what I preach. And I can't ask anybody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. So that's what we on, man. Um, Remaining unpredictable is a talent also that can be honed and but you know that might be too much game for some people. You know what I mean? You trying to run game, you trying to do stuff so that you can go out here and cheat and all that. And that ain't what this is really about. Now you can do what you will with the game that I'm handing you, but it's not for that. You know what I'm saying? Being unpredictable, it just means that, for me anyway, it's, you don't want people to be able to see you coming. You know, so me at this with this, I'm probably giving away my position, but this is not to try to rub in nobody else's face or to be an a-hole or nothing. It's just me trying to push a line that, 'cause I don't see a lot of it being pushed. And again, I'd like to be a lot funnier with this. So at some point, I'm pretty sure I'll have either interviews going or a co-host or something else so that we have some other things going on and I could like you know improv, because that's where a lot of my quote unquote comedy would maybe come in. Just going off other people's energy. But again, I don't really want to be trying to find people, hunt people down, and ask people to be consistent with me. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta just do what I gotta do first. And like I said, I don't really need no no group of people to help me or be with me on certain stuff. But I do also understand that no man is an island. So you do need people. We need each other. I do not. A lot of the reason why I'm doing this because I don't want to be an old man, and a lot of the people that are young now will be taking care of me or taking care of things, or and the way it look, it's kind of spooky out here, man. To be perfectly honest, because I don't know, man. Can you imagine like nursing homes with filled with the gang members that we have now that are 40 years old, 30 years old, tats on face, sagging. I mean, you 70 years old in the nursing home talking about, cuz I need a diaper change on the set. It sounds ridiculous. It's just that's where we headed. I'm not a member of a gang. I'm not hating on nobody. You know what I mean? Or but I'm an army of one, man. I ain't on no, I ain't like one deep. I got partners everywhere. You know what I mean? But I don't really, I don't need people with me to move. I'm smart enough to not move, in certain places by myself. But when I do move with a person, it's they with it, and they all the way with it. Cause I ain't got time be dealing with no weenies. But I ain't no troublemaker. I just don't need nobody, trying to start crap and think because I'm a bigger guy that I'm gonna be trying to save you from your situation. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But again, it's because I know me, right? And it's nice when other people around you know they self, you know. But if they don't, it's your fault. It's like like I said, you got to put yourself around the kind of people that have their own best interests at heart in a way, so they're not gonna bring trouble to you. You have to screen these people before you allow them to be part of your life. The PNB Rock thing was sad. It's sad, but certain people don't need to be with you, man. And they with you for certain things, but not for everything. You know, some people, there are friendship classifications, and you'll be wise to keep people in those categories and treat them as such, because everybody's not your friend. Some people are purely associates. And you have people who are confidants, who you can't confide in, and then you got people who are, you know, allies, but that's only until the goal that you're trying to reach is accomplished, and then y'all might be on to something different. Because it seems like with us, as far as black people, like different ethnic groups, they might not even care for each other, but they'll team up against us to keep us from getting where we're trying to go, and in fear that we are trying to hinder them. And if we get to where we get to our maximum, that we're gonna try to misuse and abuse people, and that's scary. Because I'm personally not on that, but they'll team up against us, and then they'll deal with each other later, and that's one way to do things. So but that's how the classification thing kind of works. Um, I don't like people being afraid of me personally, um, but I'm also under the impression that that's what respect is. It's not necessarily just people like giving you what you deserve. It's because if they don't, then it's going to be a consequence. You know what I mean? So don't be so nice all the time. You know what I mean? So people will respect you, but also be kind. Anyway, like I said, I'm not finna hold people long today. I just want to try to impart some kind of wisdom, if at all possible. I know some people feel like there ain't nothing you can tell them, and that's okay. Just stay away from me. I, I'm not the type of person who feel like anybody could tell me something altogether, but I listen, and I can be taught, and I looking to learn things. So, you know, I'm not hard headed like that, and I'm consistent with that, but unpredictable because I mean, some people, I'll hear what you have to say, but it doesn't mean I'm going to do it. And with this, everybody has an opinion, and everybody has things that they want to add. And I appreciate all the input, but I gotta do this the way that I'm going to do it, and I would expect people to do their thing the way they gonna do it. You grown, you gonna do what you want to do the way you want to do it, and I'm making suggestions, but at the end of the day, it's on you to do what's best for you. So be true to yourself. Know who you are. Be aware of your limitations, and with that information, you make improvements, because we get into these relationships with people, and we expect for them to understand us, but how you expect somebody to understand you if you don't understand you? You don't know how to deal with you. You want her or you want him to be understanding of your circumstance and your situation, but you not doing nothing to improve your own life. And can't nobody love you or care for you more than you care for yourself. Nobody gonna do more for you than you are willing to do for yourself. So, but once a person see that you're willing to do what you need to do, regardless of whether they gonna help you or not, then they'll probably be more apt to help you because they understand and they see that you're not finna stop. You will continue to push, you continue to ask, you continue to do, and it's just they see your progress and they can't stop it, so they want to be a part of it now. You know what I mean? It's like, like I said, I appreciate all the help and the input and all of that. But if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. Just keep it to yourself. But I understand people gonna hate. I understand people aren't going to necessarily participate. People aren't gonna necessarily share or even like. They might view, but they won't share it. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the niggas that listen to the show, but don't tell nobody they listening to it. They won't share it with nobody, or they wanna be involved. But they scared they gonna be rejected by me because they were scandalous to it. Look, man, I understand people grow. I ain't necessarily looking to get back into it with nobody that I cut off from the past altogether. But I ain't necessarily cut people off. I just keep growing. I just keep outgrowing my current social circle. I don't necessarily have to cut people off. They just see that they can't keep up, and they just stay over there on the sideline where they be at. Because ain't no amount of hating or pouting is gonna stop me from succeeding, and we not gonna get along for very long because they just want to complain their way through life. I ain't got time. I gotta set goals. I gotta accomplish those, and I keep pushing. I want to get on stage every Monday night, but I gotta work because I got things to do, so I can't do that. So this is where this was kind of came in, and I want to tell jokes, but to be honest, I ain't worried about that as much. Like I said, if you hear this and you learn something and you grew from it, share the show, like the show, comment, leave a comment. If there's a topic that you want to be discussed, bring it up. Let me know. Follow me on Instagram. It's Jamerson Ballard. Follow me on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share. And just stop being a bitch ass nigga on a regular basis and be consistent. Get with some real ones. Do some hard work. I mean, do the work that's necessary to get where you're trying to go, and quit complaining all the time. And quit expecting people to give a fuck about your life more than you, because they don't. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and then the being unpredictable thing is just that. I'm from Oklahoma City, where the weather patterns, it changes a lot. So I'm always prepared for everything. I do my best to be. And you would do the best. It would be in your best interest to do that also. You know what I mean? Keep an umbrella, keep a sweater, jacket, because you get cold. You never know when it's going to do something different out here. You know what I mean? But I keep that also in mind with the different type of people I deal with, different kind of businesses I'm trying to start or get into, or, you know what I mean, or trying to handle the relationship. I have to keep some for every type of person or every type of bull crap that person might try to pull. I gotta do my best to stay ahead of that by just being self-sufficient and not so needy that somebody with a few dollars could just offer me right then, and I'll be so thirsty that I'll take it. I'm not on that. Thank you, but no thank you. Do me a favor and don't do me no favors. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Jamerson Ballard signing off. My Cash App is $SuperStee, SuperStee. If I've given you information that you can use, please have a great day and stay dangerous.